or no on chat box.
So today we will be spending a good time on Microsoft Excel. So I know it's a 1.5 hour session. So let me try and be focus. Let me try and focus on the important concepts which I think are very relevant for day-to-day work. As we are not getting time to get a proper introduction, so there might be possibilities that some of you guys are already aware of these concepts and you will find it repetitive. But I think I will try and put something new for each and everyone who is present in the group. So today we are going to cover broadly 4 topics. So one is the basis of Excel. So all of these topics are related to formulas. So we will start with understanding referencing. What is reference? Basically usage of dollars. Then we will see 4 different kind of formulas. One is if formula, which is used for doing basic Excel calculations. Then we will move to COUNTIF and SUMIF, which are predominantly used for computing basic calculations based on some logics. VLOOKUP, this is one of the most heard formula in Excel. There is one more advanced formula called as match. And then we will have a question and answer session if time permits, but we will try to manage few questions. The link has been already shared on the chat group, so please download that link. Otherwise, you can also have a look at the screen. So we will start with referencing. So I hope everyone knows what are rows and columns in Excel. So on the screen, you can see that there are this A, B, C, D. These are my columns. And on the left-hand side, there are these serial numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, which are my rows. So basically, whenever you have to link something, so if I do equal to, and let's say if I want to link this cell to A1, so this cell will takes all the value which is there in A1. So let's suppose if I type anything in A1, it will appear in the cell which was linked. Now, if I want to drag this cell down, so if I drag this down, this A1, which was linked in cell G10, if I drag this down, it will come down to A2. So in this case, this link is moving, as in when I drag it down. So now one important concept which is called as dollar concept. So if I want to freeze this A1, whenever I drag this down, up, right or left, so I have to put dollars. So if I have to freeze both row and column, I have to put dollars in front of column also, and in front of row also. So now this reads as equal to $A, $1. If I drag this down, in all the cells, you will be able to see the same thing, $A, $1. I'm just doing a control Z twice. Now to put dollars, there is a shortcut. You can make a note of this shortcut. It is the shortcut is F4 key, but you have to press F4 when you are in the cell. So if I am pressing F4 once, both the dollar appears. I can press enter, and as it was in the previous case, everywhere only A1 will come, $A1. Going back again to the normal scenario, A1. Now let's say I have few numbers over here. Now let's say if I have to freeze only the column part should be relative and I have to freeze the row. So in that case, if I press F4 once, in this case, everyone can see that $2 appear, which makes the column also constant and the row constant. If I press F4 one more time, then it becomes, can you see what is the formula? It is $2, which means A, which is my column part, it is relative, and 2, which is my row part, it is constant. So that means if I drag this down, if I drag this further down, 2 is not changing. But let's say if I am copying this and I am pasting it over here. So in this case, because A was not frozen, so A changes to B. I will repeat this once again. So these are dollar concepts. The formula here is equal to A1. If I press dollar once, $2, F4 once, $2 sign appears. It makes both my column and my row constant. So if I drag this down, nothing will change. If I press F4 twice, only my row part is constant, my column part is relative. So if I copy here, you can see B is changing to C, but 1 is constant. If I drag this down, 1 is constant. Similarly, here if we press F4 one more time, then in this case my column is becoming constant and row is relative. So if we drag this to the right, you can see that A is not changing. So coming back to the base scenario equal to A1, at that once if we press F4, $2 appear. One more time, row is constant. One more time, column is constant, and again both are relative. So I would like every one of you to just try this equal to A1 and press F4 4 times so as to see whether you are able to understand those dollar concepts or no. Yeah. So basically, again, coming to why these dollar concepts are required. So see, in Excel, we are given with large size of rows and columns. Now, those who have worked on Excel, they will not find it hard why dollar concept is used. So as and when we move towards the formula, there is a good chance that without dollars you will be not able to perform any of the formulas. So just give me 10-15 minutes. In that you will yourself understand why these dollar concepts are important and what is the real application of these dollars. Just for now, press equal to A1, use F4 multiple times, make a note of for what each dollar stands for. When both the dollars are there, both row and column is constant. When the dollar is placed before column name, only column is constant, row is relative. Vice versa, when the dollar is placed before row number, only row is constant, column is relative. And when there is no dollar, both the things, column and row, are relative. And the shortcut is for referencing is F4. F4 is should be pressed when you are inside the cell, and for some laptops it can be F1 F4 depending upon the laptop setting. I will wait for another minute. Please try this. Then we will move to if function. all the new participants who have just joined, they can download the link, and if required, I can zoom further. I hope this is better. Just for the new joinees, equal to A1, pressing F4 once, twice, third time, and fourth. So this moves in rotation. Yeah. I will just spend 1 more minute on this. So basically these are dollar concepts. Just be clear that this formula is breakup of two things, A and 1. A is column, 1 is row. Whenever you drag down A, when I am dragging it down, only the column row numbers are changing. When I am dragging it to the right or left, column is changing. So let's say if one has to freeze the cells, when I say freeze the cell, that means putting dollar signs. So this is, both the things are constant. I'm just changing the Excel mode from number mode to formula mode. No need for you to understand this. So you can just have a good look at what is happening. So first is both constant. Second is column relative, row constant. Third is this, and the normal is this. So these are my 4 variations. Now without wasting time, let's go to if function. You can park all your questions. Please note it. We will try to resolve all the basic questions at the end in Q&A session. So for now, let's move to the if function. I hope everyone has downloaded this link. If not, please make the small table in your Excel.
And the participants request you, if some of you can keep texting you have done, DONE, then it will give a feedback to the trainer that yes, you are following and you are in the flow.
So let's focus on the table 1. Which number is greater? So there are 3 ABC. Just if you have not downloaded this Excel, just type this. I will do a recap, but most of the recap now will happen in the Q&A session, or we will have a 10-15 minutes recap after we are done with sum if, count if, and VLOOKUP. So we will do it. Now please move on to the if thing. So what I want here is, I want which number is greater. So we have 12 and 10, 14 and 43, 18 and 25. Now we all know which number is greater, but we want that we have to write one formula in the Excel using the if function. And with the help of if function, Excel should return us the right number, right? So if function basically is made up of 3 parts. Part 1 is condition. Part 2 is if the condition is satisfied, what is the true value? And if the condition is satisfied, what is the false value? So now let's understand what I am trying to say here. Equal to, so any formula in Excel, it starts with an equal to. If, and once you write the formula name, if, you have to do bracket open, right? So please, everybody, come till this point, is equal to if bracket open. Now, what is my logical test here, which I say condition? Now I have to see which number is greater, right? So I am writing a very simple thing. I am writing, I am able to see numbers. So I can write if 12 is greater than 10, then 12, else 10, right? Is it clear? So it will return me, yes, 12 is greater than 10, hence the answer is 12. Now let's just change this number to, no. So now here I have hard coded this numbers. Now let's use the numbers in the cell equal to, what is my logical test? I want to try which number is greater. So instead of 12, I am selecting this cell. Is D6 greater than E6? So if D6 is greater than E6, then now in this case, everybody can say which number is greater. Yes, D6 is greater. So then the true value, value if the condition is satisfied, it should be D6, comma, it is E6, bracket close. Is equal to if, bracket open. We are throwing a question to Excel. Is D6 greater than E6? If yes, it will show, it will give D6's answer, or else E6. So it is throwing you 12. Now suppose if you change here 8. So now in this case, Excel will automatically say that answer is 10. Now here, if I drag this down, it will automatically give me which number is greater or which is not. So now again, I am just keeping this open. Please write this formula and try to get the right answer. Any queries related to if, you can write in the chat box, or else we will take it while Q&A session. So there are three parts to if. The first is condition. Second, if condition is true, what should be the value? If condition is false, what should be the value? Please share your feedback via done or a recap in the chat box so that we can proceed to the next thing, which is nested if. Those who have not downloaded the Excel file, you can please go to the shared link. It is somewhere at around 3:55 4 p.m. that the link was shared on the group. You can follow the time trail and please download that link. Again, it has been shared. So let's go to the nested if. Here the task is basically there are students who have got some marks in their exam. Now you want to convert those marks into grades. So here you will appreciate the usage of dollars as a concept. Now I would like that before I giving you a solution, please try this by your own. I'm giving you 2-3 minutes, post which I will start, because I can start and I can just complete this, but I want you to try on your own. I will start in a couple of minutes. And yes, the video is getting recorded. So if you are not getting the answer, if you are dragging it down, so either please check the formula. Either you have hard coded 12 or 10, or else we have to take it offline or during Q&A. So here basically it is called as nested if. Basically this cannot be achieved using a single if formula. here we have to write multiple if formulas in a single cell. So I'm just going to start. Before starting, I will just give you the logic. So here basically, here in this cell, I would like to have answer as A plus, and in this cell A, and similarly for other marks. So the solution is equal to if. Now what is my first test? I want to test if this number is greater than 90. If this is greater than 90, then what should be my true value? It is A plus, right? Now here, I know that I will drag this formula down. So when I drag this down, H13 will change its position. So here it is very important to freeze the position of H13. So if whatever number is there in this cell is greater than 90, then the resultant should be H plus. If not, then what? So again, if this is greater than 80, then what should be the answer? This should be the answer, H14. Again, you have to freeze this, comma. If this is greater than 70, then what should be the answer? This should be the answer. Again, F4, comma. If this is greater than 50, then what should be the answer? This should be the resultant grade, comma, comma. If the marks are greater than 50, then you can get C, B, or A plus. But if those are below 50, then the only option is D. So I am linking it to D, F4. How many ifs I have written? 1, 2, 3, 4. So while closing the brackets, there should be 4 closing brackets. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now with this, the formula is complete. For 56, what should be the grade? It is above 50 and below 70. So C grade. Similarly, for 67, again it should be a C. 58, C. For 92, yes, it should be A plus. So you are getting A plus. Then to fill all the cells below, you can just do a double click. You can just make a simple check. Again, if you want to check, you can change the marks. You can see the result. I am keeping this formula open for you. Please have a look at this formula. Looking at the formula, it might appear a bit complex, but if you have understood the logic, it is very simple to understand and to use elsewhere wherever you want to apply nested if. So the basic concept goes that because there are multiple conditions, there will be multiple ifs. So you open the first if loop, you will link the cell, you will check if the number is greater than 90. Yes, then what should be the true value? H13. You have to freeze it, because if you don't freeze it, the positions of cell will change. But if it is not true, so there is not a single thing that you can return, then you have to write another if. Similarly, it goes on till you meet the other condition. Tell again, so use of freezing. See, if I don't freeze this H13, because for every time when the marks are greater than 90, the answer should be A plus, which is there in H13. If I don't freeze, let's say H13, right? I'm just not freezing one part, H13. All other things are freeze, right? So let's say here, here. Now here answer should be A plus, but just because D16 is greater than 90, but because H13 was not freeze, it moved to H16. So it is giving you a wrong answer of C. So it was very much necessary here to freeze H13. I hope with this freezing concept is clear. for all those participants who have not worked on Excel extensively, or who are not spent good enough time, initially you will find it a bit uh, complicated where to apply dollars. But with time, once you start using those dollars at right places, your confidence and your application of dollars will increase with time. Because all these complex if, you cannot achieve anything without dollars. We will wait for 1 minute, and then we will move to our next topic, which is COUNTIF SUMIF. Yeah, so what, decimals are perfectly fine. And what if the marks is exactly this? So Excel considers, when I say with the greater than sign, so at 50, it will assign a D grade only. At 50.0001, because it is greater than 50, it will assign C. So if, let's say, if your condition is greater than or equal to, let's say at 90, you have to assign A plus, then your formula will just change. Just have a look at this cell, greater than or equal to. So with this, you will be able to achieve the desired output. So basically, these are nothing but different combinations: less than, greater than, equal to, less than, equal to. It's just those syntax that you can learn while doing some Google research. Yeah, so sequencing is right here. See, let's say if it would have been started with 70, so you have to give a proper logical sequence. You cannot start greater than 70, then greater than 60, then greater than 50, because if the Excel will check if the first condition is met, if let's say if here you have started with greater than 70, and instead of H13 it would have been 16, then it would have directly given you 16, 15. So here it would have been directly B, because Excel will not know that what are the future conditions. Just because it is greater than 70, it will assign. So it is, the sequencing is important here. You have to start with first greater than 90, then 80, then 70, then the below numbers. So let's move to the next topic, which is SUMIF COUNTIF. Any doubts pertaining to if or dollar referencing will be taken during Q&A. So let's move to SUMIF COUNTIF. I hope the Excel was downloaded by every participant, because it will be difficult for you to write these many things. Now, if you can see, these are some company codes. Now, in the VLOOKUP sheet, if you can see, there are company code, company name, rating, and value. Now, this is my small database which you have to use. So basically, what I want every one of you to perform is, in these cells, I want the count, how many times these numbers are appearing in the database. And in the value, I want you to add up the amount loan given to those companies. First of all, here you can see these codes are getting repeated. So one more task, you have to first keep only the unique names here, unique codes. So like you can see, these codes are repeating. VLOOKUP is just a database. We will come to VLOOKUP. Just now, please focus on COUNTIF, SUMIF. So to remove duplicate values, you can perform this along with me. You can select the entire database, entire row. The shortcut is Control Shift down. I have selected it. Under the data tab, you can see remove duplicates. I am doing remove duplicates. Continue with current selection. Remove duplicates. So all the duplicate entries are gone. So this is one of the best and the fastest way to remove the duplicate entries. I am repeating once again. Selecting the entire data, Control Shift down, Control Shift down. It is Control Shift down. Under data tab, there is remove duplicates. You can see this symbol if the name is not appearing in your laptop. All three at once. Remove duplicate, continue with current selection. Right? So all the duplicates are gone. Now you have to do COUNTIF. So equal to COUNTIF. Now please read the instruction. Excel is asking for two inputs. One is range and one is criteria. Right? So where is my range? So range is in my VLOOKUP sheet. So I am just clicking on VLOOKUP sheet. What is the range? It is here. I'm just selecting it. Again, I have to freeze the range because when I drag the formula, the range should not change. After the first thing, comma, I am coming back to COUNTIF SUMIF sheet. What is the criteria? This is the criteria. That if the company code matches, please count it. So you can see that this code is there in the list for 9 times. I have just double clicked it. So all the count you are able to get. I am just keeping this in the formula mode. Please have a look at the formula first. I will repeat this once again. But before moving to SUMIFs, let's revise COUNTIF again. COUNTIF, bracket open. You have to first select the range. You have to first select the range, and post range you have to select criteria. In this case, the criteria is the company code. While selecting the range, you have to put proper dollars so that your range doesn't change once you drag the formula. So this is how your formula looks. Once you are done with this, you can press enter and you can double click on that, so the entire range will be filled. I hope the voice is clear. I think there is some network issue. Those who are done with COUNTIF, please move to SUMIF. In the value column, you have to get the sum of the values. And those who are still on COUNTIF, please, how to remove duplicates. I'm just repeating this with a simple example. This is my range. Control Shift down, I have selected this. Remove duplicates. It is under Data tab, remove duplicates. It also depends upon which Excel version you are using. If you are not using anything which is after 2007, this function is not there. Okay, so the duplicates are gone. You get only the uniques. If you are not able to get remove duplicates, that is absolutely fine. Try and achieve the result with COUNTIF. Those who are done with COUNTIF, please proceed to SUMIF. I will just do the COUNTIF formula again, is equal to COUNTIF range. What is my range? Range is in the VLOOKUP sheet. I have purposefully made it a bit complex by using two sheets so that you guys can navigate. I have selected the range. I am pressing F4 for freezing the range, comma. Where is my criteria? My criteria is in the COUNTIF SUMIF sheet. This is my criteria because my criteria will change as and when I drag the formula. So I'm not freezing anything. Bracket close, enter. You get the answer. You can just double click. I hope COUNTIF formula is clear. If any doubt pertaining to COUNTIF formula, either you can post your message or please wait for Q&A session. Now let's move to SUMIF. Similar to COUNTIF, SUMIF has one additional condition. In criteria, you have to mention on what basis you have to count. So in this case, I want to count on the basis of this particular company code. So you can see it is cell A2. Just because it is present in this sheet, so the address is looking too long. You can just write A2 also. Fine. Let's move to SUMIF equal to SUMIF. Now here in COUNTIF, there were only two things: criteria, range, and criteria. Here, there are three things: range, criteria, and sum range. Basically, on what criteria you have to do the summation. So here, I have to do the summation on the basis of company code. So where are my company codes? The list of company code. The list of company code is in this cell. Freeze, comma. Where is my criteria? My criteria is here. I know I don't require it to be constant, so I'm not freezing it. Now the important thing, what do I need to add? I need to add those values which are pertaining to this company code. Where are those? Where are those values? Those values are in the value column. Control shift down, F4. Now just see, I'm pressing enter. Just see the formula. Submit. Now don't confuse with the VLOOKUP and everything. VLOOKUP is just the sheet name. So it is nothing key. The sheet name has to be VLOOKUP. Sheet name can be anything. I'm just changing the sheet name so that there is no confusion. Right. So here in ABCD sheet, you have the range, which is in A column, A2 to A650. Similarly, in 1, 2, 3, 4 sheet, you have the criteria, which is A2, and the sum range is in ABCD sheet D2 to D650. So once you have done that, you get the total. If you just double click it, you will get the entire total. I will try and solve maximum of the doubts during Q&A session. Those who are still not cleared with COUNTIF, please post your queries in chat box. I'm just leaving you guys with this code so you can, this formula, so that you can have a better look of SUMIF's formula. So here we are trying to find the number of times a company name is appearing. Also, we are trying to see how much total loan has been given to that company. So there is a big difference between SUMIF and COUNTIF. In COUNTIF, it is giving you how many times a particular thing is appearing in the list. In SUMIF, it gives you the total of a particular attribute. It can be amount of money given, it can be marks obtained by a particular student, so it can be anything. Count is only, it is giving you a count. In SUMIF, it gives you the total of those entries. So there is a big difference. And where it is used, so basically whenever anybody is working on a database, a simple database, a database pertaining to let's say HR database of salaries, or marketing database of how many sales of a particular brand, a particular product in particular state has been achieved. Now all those things can be done via pivot tool also, but it is good that one understand the logic behind each formula, because every time running a pivot for a very basic data is also time consuming and cumbersome. And pivot is a good tool, but it doesn't give you much flexibility which is given you by SUMIF and COUNTIF. Please post your queries or a done for COUNTIF SUMIF. If any doubt pertaining to COUNTIF SUMIF, you can post it now, or you can wait for Q&A session. Yeah, so just a small recap. Yeah, we have COUNTIFs also. So basically what is COUNTIFs? As the name suggests, if there are multiple conditions. So I will just take one simple example for you. So let's say if you want to find all the count where the rating is triple B, right? So here it will be just simple thing equal to count ifs. Now instead of if, there is ifs. What is criteria range 1? The criteria range 1, let's say it still remains the same. This comma in 1 2 3 4 sheet, this is your criteria. Here there will be no dollars. Now what is your second criteria range? You want to do count where the rating is triple B. Where are the ratings? These are your ratings. Again F4 comma. So on which rating you have to do? You have to do on this rating. Now here be careful. Here, because there is a one single rating on which you have to do the count. So here I am doing F4 because it should not change, because there are no there is no entire column which is filled with triple B. So here it is even. So enter. Now with triple B, there were 6 count. Now for some company code, there are 0 because they have not got triple B rating, they have got some other ratings. So similar to count if, there is count ifs, as in when your number of conditions increases, instead of if you have to use ifs. But under if formula there is nothing called as ifs. There you have to define multiple conditions. Right? So with this we are done with the referencing part, which is the dollar concept. So the shortcut is F4. You have both constant, both relative, row constant, column relative, and row constant, column constant, row relative. Suppose that we had a look at if function, a simple if to find which number is greater or smaller. and a nested if to give grades based on the conditions. Then we move to sum if, count if, and also we saw sum if, also we saw count ifs. Similar to count ifs, there is sum ifs also, just that the number of conditions increases. With this, we are done with sum if, count if, and referencing. Now let's move to VLOOKUP. Now everyone has heard of VLOOKUP, I am assuming. Now, not that VLOOKUP is very complex, but it helps you to make your work easy in day-to-day life. Now I will just explain you what does VLOOKUP is needed for. Now, as you can see the database, you have company code, you have company name, you have rating, and you have value. Right? Now these company code are repeated. As you can see that the name of the company is repeated, so is the code. Their ratings are constant, the amount is varying. Now let's say if you want to find, here the list is till 650, but suppose if for some work you require name of only this 32 or 33 companies. Now how to find this company code belongs to which company? Now if VLOOKUP would have not been there, then people would have gone, done Control F, try to find that name, copy paste over there, or you would have used filters. But because it is a time consuming task, it would have resulted in wastage of lots and lots of time, plus it would have given you errors. So with the help of VLOOKUP, we will try and find what is the company name for this code and what is the rating for this code. Now, is everyone clear with the concept of VLOOKUP? If not, please post your query, because if there are issues with the concept of VLOOKUP, why it is required, no point in going ahead. Yeah, I can see good number of confirmations. So I'm just repeating it again. The task is, one has to find the company name belonging to this code. What are the options? Option 1 is do a Control F, find the name, copy paste over here. The other option is do a filtering, एक एक number search करो and यहाँ पे डालो. But again, as I told you, it's a time consuming exercise, plus it can lead to errors. So Excel has given one formula for this. It is called as VLOOKUP. The V in this stands for vertical. So basically, when you are looking something in a vertical fashion, it is VLOOKUP. There is one more formula called as HLOOKUP. It is very identical to VLOOKUP. It's just that instead of vertical lookup, it does a horizontal lookup. Now, please stop doing anything and just focus on the screen. I am going to type VLOOKUP formula equal to VLOOKUP. As you can see, in count if, sum if, there were different criteria, conditions. So here basically there are 4. What is the first one? First is a lookup value. What is lookup value? What is that thing that you want to look up for? So I have to look up for this. Fine. Now मुझे कहाँ पे लुकअप करना है? राइट, मुझे इस पूरी टेबल में लुकअप करना है. राइट, नाउ हियर वन इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग टू रिमेंबर इज दैट I want to look up company code, so my table should also have company code in the first column. So Excel should have the company code in the first column. So again, I am repeating this. What do I need to do a lookup of? H2, which is the company code. Where do I need to do a VLOOKUP? In this table. Okay, ये हो गया. उसके बाद क्या? उसके बाद I want the company name. Now company name is present in which column? This is column number 1, this is column number 2. So please return me the value which is there in column number 2. Now the fourth condition, it will be 0. Now we will get into why 0, why not other value, but let's try and focus on the first three critical parts. So again I am repeating, VLOOKUP, what I need to do the lookup of, where I need to do the lookup of, and once the lookup is done, what it should return. And the last is 0. So I'm pressing enter. So it is giving me Energon Solar. This is the company name. Now just for your understanding, I am doing a control C here, control F, find this, next, C, 746. This is the number, this is the company name you are getting. So I am just opening this formula again for you guys. Please have a look at this formula. Four components. First is lookup value, second is table array, third is column index number, and fourth is one criteria which 99% of the times is 0. So don't bother about that, why 0 and why not other value. Any doubt with VLOOKUP, please post your comment. I hope VLOOKUP is clear. 1 second, there are some comments. So there are few queries. So let's take it one by one. Equal to VLOOKUP. This is the lookup value, comma, how to select the entire table. I am on the first cell, control shift down and right. F4. Now if you not freeze the entire table, so as in you move down, your table will also start shifting down. So there is a chance that if the company code was there in the upper part of the table, you will miss that part. Coming to column index number 2, why 2? Because here you want to find the company name. Where is company name? Company name is in the second column, column 1, column 2 of the table. So that is why 2. And last is 0. I told you don't bother about this 0. 99% of the time there the value will come 0 only. I hope the column index number, this 2 is clear. This 2 is there because you want company name. Now people who are done with find company name, please try to find the rating of it. So sure, let's try and do the VLOOKUP without the rating thing, without the freeze thing. So equal to VLOOKUP, this comma table array. I'm not freezing it, guys. I'm not freezing it, comma 2, comma 0, right? So I am getting the answer. So no problem. You must be wondering why making the formula complex with all those dollars and everything. Now just see, I am dragging this down. 364, you will get the answer. So why the all fuss about putting dollars and everything? Getting the answer. I'm still getting the answer. So in all these cases, I'm getting the answer because, but you see the table is shifting down. Now just I will try and see for some result, because let me just modify the data for you so that you don't have to do anything with this. Right. Now see for this formula. Now because we have dragged this down, the table has shifted. And because see earlier there were numbers, I agree. But for making this example relevant for you, if I remove those numbers, then the Excel is not able to find those numbers. So it will give you hash ending. Hence, it is important for you to put dollars in this place. Now, if you put dollars, if you drag this down, your table is still starting from the initial position what was defined. What if there are blanks? So for blanks, it will not matter. Excel will not assume them as anything. So here the important part is you have to freeze the table. This 2 represents the column index number, company name, and this represents what you need to find. Now just if the understanding is right, find the rating. Just see how many of you are able to get the rating part right. Remember, you have to find rating on the basis of company code. Please proceed with find the rating. Those who are done, please post OK or done, or any queries, please post it. So I will just write the formula again here. But the important part is not writing the formula again. I will try and help you how with the single formula, sorry, you have to achieve your results. So equal to VLOOKUP. What is that? You need to do a lookup of this, where it is here, right? F4, comma. What should be the column index number? It should not be 3. It should not be 2. It should be 3, comma 0, bracket close. Right? So you are getting the ratings. Fine. HLOOKUP, I will try to cover HLOOKUP, but I don't think it is possible with in this short time. Now the important part is you cannot write the formula again and again. So here you have to write a formula in such a way that once you drag this formula to the right, it should give you the answer which is desired. So like for example, equal to, I am on this cell. Let me just remove everything and let me just focus on this. Equal to VLOOKUP. What you need to VLOOKUP? This portion. Now here tell me, when I want to drag this to the right, I want to freeze the H column. So I am putting a dollar over here, comma. what I need to select is the table. Table I am freezing. Sorry, I need to do it again. Equal to VLOOKUP, freezing the column part. F4, freezing this, comma. Now here I want to write 2, right? Now if I write 2, that should be perfectly fine. But I want that 2 should change dynamically to 3, right? So let me just try and put a 2 over here and close this formula, right? So I'm getting the name. If I'm copying this formula here, I just go and make this as 3. So I'm getting the answer, right? But now let's say if I'm just writing this 2 over here and 3 over here, I'm just creating this example for you so that you can appreciate the magic of Excel. Now again, I'm writing the VLOOKUP. Here, my column should be freezed, comma, table is selected, comma. Now I want a 2 over here. Where is 2? 2 is here. If I select this, Excel will consider this as 2. Now here, I want that if I drag this down, 1 should not change. But if I drag it to the right, I should change to J. So I am just using this thing, $1, 1 will not change, comma 0, bracket close, enter. Now if I drag this down, it is working wonderfully fine. Now if I drag this to the right, see again here also it is working. So now with a simple one single formula, you have achieved everything. You don't need to write your formula again and again. Just have a look at this formula. Tell me if any doubts are there. So I will repeat this again. So the task was I was writing VLOOKUP again and again. So the point is, if you are writing the formula again and again, then it is increasing your manual work. So instead of those 2 tags, I have written 2 or 3 over here, equal to VLOOKUP. I have to do VLOOKUP of this. So I am freezing the H part of it, which is the column part, because I know I have to drag the formula to the right. I am selecting the table. I am freezing the entire range. I wanted the numerical value 2 over here. So I can type 2 also. But if I type 2, so when I drag it to the right, basically that 2 doesn't change automatically to 3. So I have to select this 2. This is fine. But because I want to drag this down also and right also, I don't want that the 1 should change. So I have to freeze this part, comma 0, bracket close, enter. So here and here. So now see that cell changed from 2 to 3. So your column index number changed from 2 to 3. Now with just one single VLOOKUP, you got both the answers. Obviously, you have to do a copy paste, but still it is much easier than writing the second VLOOKUP. Any queries related to this part of VLOOKUP, please post. Why $1? Because see, अगर मैं इसको नीचे ड्रैग करता हूं, then the $1 part 1 चेंज नहीं होना चाहिए ना, अदरवाइज वो नीचे चेंज होता था एंड वो सेल 2 से सरक कर नीचे आ जाता था, because every time I want column index number as 2 only. See, those who are working with dollars, with cells, those who are relatively new, you guys need to spend good amount of time, because initially I was also finding these very challenging. But once you spend a few weeks, few months, then your concept then everything will work on a subconscious mind. You don't need to focus on क्या freeze करना है, कब freeze करना है. Yes, because without changing 2 to 3, how will Excel come to know कि आपको उधर rating चाहिए कि नाम चाहिए कि क्या चाहिए? You have to command Excel that please in this column give me values in column 2, in this column please give me values of column 3. Otherwise, how will Excel come to know that it should be changed from 2 to 3? Any queries pertaining to VLOOKUP, please post. See, those who have understood VLOOKUP, I don't think there will be any challenge for HLOOKUP. You guys can try post this session. So now let's move to the match function. So in match, I will not try to get in much detail, but what I will try to give you guys is a good understanding of what does match do and where all can you can find this application. Now suppose if you have something like this, A, B, C, D, right? Now suppose this list is a long list. It is up to Z or beyond that. So let's first of all change some sequence. No need to have a proper sequence, right? Now suppose if someone asks you what is the position of F in this particular series, right? So now how to find the position of F in this particular series? I hope everyone is clear with the requirement. There is a list, either it can be a horizontal list or a vertical list. The task is to find the position of a particular item in that list. So equal to match. Again, you can see similar item, lookup value. What is your lookup value? F. You want to find F. Where you want to find F? You want to find F in this particular range, right? Comma 0. Please, for now, please remember that either 0 ही आता है. If we get chance of a different session, of an additional session, we will get into details of why 0, why 1, or why any other number. But I can tell you for 99% of the cases, it will be 0. Only for the few advanced requirement, it changes. So here the requirement is you want to find the position of F in a particular series. It can be a horizontal series, it can be a vertical series. Now, as everyone can see, F is at the 4th position, so answer should be 4. If my list would have been, let's say, something like this, let's say if I want to find the position of T equal to match, lookup value is T, array, comma 0. Now, because I'm giving you only examples, I'm not purposefully putting any dollar sign or anything. Here, what is the position of T? I think it is 6. Sorry, it was 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you get a 5. So please try these 2 examples, and then I will leave you with what was the application of what can be the application of match, and then we will come to Q&A. Yeah, I will tell you when is match used. So, but please try match first. If the item is repeating more than once, it will give you the item which is at the first position. So no change. So let's say if I put a F over here, it will give you 3. it will give you the first occurrence. If you guys are done with the simple this match, I can just tell you the application of this. Fine. So let me just help you with the application. So here, if you remember, we have to type 2 and 3. Now let's say if something like this was written over here. I know many of you must have got the hint. I'm just removing this, right? So let's say that 2 or 3 was not written. So equal to VLOOKUP. What was the lookup value? This. Again, this is how the dollars will come. What is the table array? See, I know it might appear a bit complex, but believe me, it is not that complex. Now you want a 2 over here. Now 2, how to get the 2? Equal to match. What is the lookup value? This is the lookup value. Now here I have to freeze this lookup value on the row part because I don't want to drag this. The row number should not change, comma. Here he should check कि क्या position है उसकी. Again this will be freezed, comma 0, bracket close, comma 0. See, it might appear a bit complex, but believe me, once you start using this, it will be in a very fluid manner that you will be applying all this formula. Now, just for your knowledge, this is nothing but a 2. Why 2? Because you are looking this thing in this particular list, which has a position of 2, right? So it is giving you this. Now, just because I am copy pasting here, see here it is doing a rating ka match in this series, which is a position of 3. So here automatically 2 became 3. Now you can always tell me it was very easy to write 2 and 3 and do. Yes, I also do that only. But because you have to want your database to look like in a decent manner, you don't have to change the header rows of something. So you try and incorporate all those changes in the formula. For those who are finding it a bit complex, please avoid this for a time. There will be a time where you will learn all this thing. Now please stay with VLOOKUP if you are finding combining match and VLOOKUP a bit complex. I am just keeping this formula open so that everyone can see. Post this, we will have some 15-20 minutes. So we will use that time for Q&As. But meanwhile, if you have any questions pertaining to, let's say, VLOOKUP or this match, please post in the chat room. Which formulae? So all the formula, yeah, you have to put company and rating. The last one, yeah, I will. What I will do is I will put all the formulas, and I will share this Excel, so you can get this Excel through the organizer. So I'm just writing this formula again for the help of some participants. Table array, this, comma 2, comma 0. So this is what was the requirement. So with this, I think the topics which I plan to cover are done. We can start with Q&A, I would request that we can go in alphabetical order, starting the questions can start from participants whose names start with A. So anybody starting with A, B, C, D can post their questions so that the sequencing will be proper. Surely the match can be avoided if you don't want to lengthen. You can type 2 or 3. No issues in that. So this is one application, and slowly, steadily, when you graduate in Excel, you will find that instead of writing 2 and 3 above, you will prefer writing a match function, because if you are sharing that Excel with someone, and if someone don't realize that importance of 2 and 3 at the top, if he deletes that, then your entire formula will go for a toss. So that's the application of match. But yes, as a beginner, or if you don't want to complicate things, surely you can avoid match function. Participants, you can please post your question, as there are no Gaurav, I would like to take index as well, but I think we are left with only a couple of minutes, and I would like to first resolve the queries which are already there. Macros are something which are very advanced level of coding. So I think before moving to macros, it is very important for everyone to get our basic fundamental doubts cleared for Excel. And macros, I don't think that is something that 1.5 hour session can do justification. Can you please give me some idea about paste special? Surely I will try to take paste special. Index, we will park it for some other day. So paste special, I will tell you. Now suppose you have done this simple sum function equal to sum of these 4 numbers. Equal to sum of these 4 numbers. Now you have got 18. Let me zoom for benefit of all. Now I have done sum of these 4 numbers, right? Now what can you see here is sum E9 to E12, right? Now if I do a copy and I just do a paste over here, what is coming is 0. Why? Because I am copying the formula and I am pasting it here. I am not copying the inherent value in it, which is 18. So it is giving you this. But let's say if you want to copy the 18 value of it, then I have to come here. Instead of Control V, I have to do paste special, which is Alt E S values. I will just put something on chat box so that it will help you. So if I do this, it will give you 18 part. So you are differentiating between the formula and the value. So this is paste special value. Let me see what. I will share all these examples. Is the paste special value part clear? Nikhil, is for paste special value part clear? Please post a yes or no. The person who asked without the match, you are getting the rating. Surely there is, you can get rating as I am repeating it again and again. But you have to go manually and change that from 2 to 3, or you have to put a 2 or a 3 in the header row. else you will get the answer right. Index,
Vinay,
Gaurav.
there's
Yeah.
one query by Priyadarshini.
Hmm.
She's saying nested if is used for multiple conditions. What
Right.
if there are more conditions? It makes formula and conditions to write complicated. What we should do in that case?
So let me come to nested if. So Priyadarshini, I have understood your question, but if there are multiple conditions, so there will be a number of if loops. So here important part is you have to understand the logic first. So see, you have clearly defined your conditions that above a certain marks, a student should get a particular grade. So if all the conditions are very clear in your mind, then applying a nested if is not that difficult. So let's start with this again. Equal to if. Now, what is my first condition? Is if this mark is greater than 90, then what should the person get? I'm just, I'm not referring to this table. I'm just writing this a simple thing for you. So you can write this way also. If marks is greater than 90, then A plus, because A plus is a character, it has to be in inverted quotes, comma, if this is greater than 80, then again in inverted quotes, A, comma, if this is greater than 70, then B. I'm just cut shorting the formula, else D. I'm not going into the C loop. So now how many conditions are there? Four conditions and three if. So three times the bracket will be closed. So I think you can start with typing formula this way. The only reason that I use the table was so that everyone is also clear with the referencing thing, where you need to put dollars. So this will also give you the right answer. I hope it is clear, Priyadarshini. Great. Any other
If
doubts
there are any
pertaining
more
to?
questions, yeah, Vinay, go ahead. I was just asking the same thing.
Yeah. No, so can you show us transpose function? Yes, transpose. So let me show you transpose. So let's say now it is there in a vertical fashion, right? If I want to transpose this, I'm just removing few characters so that it becomes easy. Now this is this way. Control C. Let's say I want to transpose it here. Alt E S. Can you see transpose? It is E. Okay. So from vertical, you can convert it into horizontal. It is Alt E S, the window open, and there are multiple options what you want to do. So you can transpose it. Please try this. If you are not getting, I will again repeat it. Nikhil, formatting issues. There will be multiple formatting issues. So those are trial and errors, and you get learning as and when you see different Excel. You start achieving this. Yeah. So I think it was a good session. I tried to cover some important topics which I felt are used on a daily basis whenever anyone is using on the database. So if you have any further queries, you can post it through K2. We can try and see if the lockdown is extended by, let's say, 2 more weeks. If there is a chance of another session, we can combine those queries and we can see what meaningful, one more meaningful session we can conduct for you guys. Thank you from my side, guys.
Thanks, Vinay. This is Rajesh. Thanks a ton for taking your time out and giving 1.5 hours on this session where you
My
covered lots
pleasure.
of concepts like dollar referencing of cells, making dollars constant, cell constant, row constant, if, nested if, sum if, count if, VLOOKUP, match, and additional queries like paste, spatial, transpose. And many of the participants are students and working professionals. We are sure they would have found it interesting. And if, yeah, as Vinay said, if you feel that this session you require some more advanced like index, offset, and other functions, we'll be happy to have a part 2 of this session.
Yeah,
You
I
can
think there are
send
many
us.
queries pertaining to recorded sessions, so you can please help them where they can find this
Yeah.
session.
Yeah, so recorded section will upload on our LMS portal and send a link through Meetup. So you'll know where to register and where to get the details once we have uploaded it. And I'm sharing our link on our website, which is on blog, which is where you can find some interesting blogs on machine learning also. Yeah.
Great.
Thanks. And probably people can now disconnect one by one. Yeah, Vinay?
Yeah, sure. I am logging out.
Yeah. Yeah. Log out, and I have sent our blog link. It's k2analytics.in/blog. You will find some interesting blogs on machine learning and data science.